As we have all been stuck inside during the current COVID-19 pandemic, I thought it would be a good time to replay one of my favourite gaming franchises. As I was replaying it, I got the urge to make a YouTube video on it, and well, here we are. Originally, I was going to rank all the levels, but seeing as I may do this for all the games in the franchise, and that there's a lot of levels to cover, especially in Tomb Raider 4, I thought I'll just stick to the best few in each game. So let's get cracking on with the original Tomb Raider. I'd like to just say that these are my opinions on the game, and are not meant to represent what the majority of Tomb Raider fans think. If you have a different opinion to what the best Tomb Raider levels are, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. Also, please respect not just my opinion, but those of others in the comments. It's fine to debate and talk, but remember we are all allowed to have our own opinions. Also, as a final note, I won't be including Lara's home in this, as I'll be doing a separate video ranking the Croft Manor levels later on. Being honest, it's quite hard for me to pick the 5 best levels in Tomb Raider. Whilst playing through the game, for this video I realised I enjoyed each and every level. I honestly don't think there's a bad level. Maybe it's just me, maybe I just have mad nostalgia for this game. But after ages contemplating, here are my 5 favourite levels of Tomb Raider. I'm gonna start off at the end. My 5th favourite level in this game is the final level, the Great Pyramid. What starts out with an epic boss fight against a massive Atlantean mutant. You then must find a way back to the Scion to shoot and blow it up, setting off the destruction of the pyramid. What follows is a frantic escape, with the screen shaking as you dodge traps and climb to the exit. The final part has you facing off against Natla herself before climbing to the top of the room and finishing the game. What I love about this level is how fast paced it feels, especially after the destruction of the Scion, and the level design fits the pacing perfectly, allowing Lara to quickly get through each part of the level. My only issue is the final boss fight. As much as I love Natla as a villain, I find her boss fight a little too easy. If she's a ruler of Atlantis, shouldn't she be harder to fight than all the other creatures in the pyramid? Just something that bothers me a little, but despite that, everything else in this level was great. As someone who likes a bit of history, I find anything to do with ancient Egypt fascinating. So when I start playing the City of Kowloon level, I always get chills from the Egyptian vibes. Being introduced to the scenery, especially the first area with the mini sphinx and the obelisk with the friggin' mummy roaming around, is just amazing, and for me is the definition of what Tomb Raider is all about. I like all 3 of the levels set in Egypt, but there's something about this first one which makes me enjoy it more than the other 2. I think I just find the layout of the rooms more aesthetically pleasing. Back to Atlantis, we have the level Atlantis, which is the penultimate level of the game. I wasn't originally going to put this on the list, but playing the whole game last weekend, I have to admit this level is brilliantly designed. The whole level is about climbing to the top of the pyramid, and each time you get to the central shaft and jump to the next corridor, it's rewarding to see the top platform get closer as it looms overhead. As you slowly climb your way up, you have to go through a series of rooms, each with a puzzle or trap to overcome. And since this is the final area of the game, the level design holds no punches. I often find myself staring at how this level looks as well. The designers constructed this brilliant Atlantean civilization that feels very sophisticated yet incredibly old. It also feels very organic, which makes part of the level creepy and a bit disturbing. There's a texture on some of the walls and floors which always looks to me like veins or pulsating flesh. You also notice a lot of giant eggs around the level that hatch to release Atlantean mutants, by far the hardest enemies of the game, as they can run, jump, fly, and shoot projectiles at you. Not only that, but when they die they explode into bits, which can also damage Lara if she stands too close. One enemy near the end of the level, which is also my favourite part, is Lara's doppelganger, a creature that will copy your every move. Dispatching this copycat is always satisfying. It was a hard choice between the top two levels, and I think many will know what levels I'm talking about, but in the end I went with St. Francis Folly for the number 2 spot. The first level in the Greek portion of the game, St. Francis Folly saw a bit of a difficulty jump, and has probably some of the best level design in the franchise. The beginning has you start off in a huge room with columns, where you meet your rival for this part of the game, the magically disappearing Pierre Dupont. After which, you enter the room this level is well known for, a tall room with a central structure going a long way down. The goal of this level is to find 4 levers to open up 4 rooms, dedicated to 4 Greek figures in mythology. Even though the developers made a few mistakes on the names, Neptune is a Roman god and Thor is a Norse god, but never mind. Inside each room is a challenge, either a puzzle or a trap guarding a key. Once all 4 keys are obtained, Lara can unlock the exit. The use of mythology in this to make some interesting level design, combined with how much easier it is for Lara to die compared to the levels in Peru, makes St. Francis Folly a very memorable level indeed. And finally, the number 1. Can you guess what it is? I reckon anyone who's played this game can guess. That's right, it's the Lost Valley, the 3rd level of the game. This is perhaps the most famous, memorable level in the entire Tomb Raider franchise, the level with the dinosaurs. But let's take an in-depth look at this level. So first of all, compared to the first 2 levels, this level is much bigger and much less linear. It's the first level that has a big open environment that requires the player to collect multiple key items in any order to progress. The start of this level has Lara at the top of a waterfall, and if you played around with the controls with this game like I did, then you might have practiced doing a perfect swan dive off the top, gracefully into the pool below. A bit of exploration will later take you to a cave, after which you'll find some skeletons laying about. The first time playing this, you might wonder if the wolves did this, or one of those bears. As you continue to climb ahead, you strangely find yourself in a lush green environment, a contrast from the snowy caves you've been climbing through so far. As you step into this new area, is when you finally see it. Dinosaurs, specifically velociraptors, come in right for you. After dealing with them, you go on ahead to finally get an idea of the sense of scale of the size of the Lost Valley. As you come up to a broken bridge, very ominous music starts playing. And then footsteps start shaking the screen. And then the first boss fight comes into view, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. As a kid, this moment was traumatically frightening. Even when I replayed this as an adult with my friends who've never played this game before, their reactions were like, it's such an insane and intense moment. And then there's the rest of the level that has you explore the valley with its gorgeous yet eerie scenery, to find 3 cogs to turn off the waterfall at the start of the level, because Lara couldn't just swim underneath it, like she does with the waterfall in Atlas Mines, but then I guess we wouldn't have one of the best Tomb Raider levels ever made. And that's my top 5 levels in Tomb Raider. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. I do plan on going through the series, ranking the best levels in every game, and as soon as I'm done with this video, I'll begin replaying Tomb Raider 2. To see any updates on my channel, including my thoughts whilst replaying the franchise, please follow me on my social media. There'll be links somewhere in the video or in the description below. It was very difficult to pick 5 levels as my favourite, and there are so many that I like in this game. A few levels that nearly made the cut include the City of Vilcabamba, Tomb of Qualopec, Palace Midas, and the Sanctuary of the Scion. Let me know what your favourites are in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching once again, and I hope you all stay safe.